Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Helm developer call of, I'm looking for my calendar, April 21st, 2022. Glad to have people here. We're going to start with our usual, with the announcements, and we'll follow up with a discussion. There's not a lot of discussion topics already written, so if you have anything you want to put there, feel free. First announcements, 3.9. The RC1 is Monday, May 2nd. I'm assuming, Bridget, you put that there. Thank you for putting it. So it's actually pretty soon, a couple of weeks. So if there's anything that you want to get in, we're going to have to speed or make sure that within the next 2 weeks. RSVP for the virtual Helm project office hour. Is this something from Karen or Bridget? There's no names.
I can just speak about it. Just another reminder that we will be holding virtual office hours for KubeCon. And so it will be, Thursday, May 19th from 11:30 to 12:15 Central Eastern Time. So if you'd like to participate, just go ahead and click on the link, or if you want to tell anyone about it, please share it. That's it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Karen. And we have a new blog post live. Scott, maybe you just can't speak much, but.
Sure, yeah, a little bit, yeah, definitely. It's really just about different ways that you can manage Helm declaratively. Now that that's taking firm hold in the community, not only for working with Kubernetes objects as declarative objects, but also delivering those to the cluster. There are different ways to do that now. So it's kind of a funny thing. I think it's Brendan Burns was saying that when you declare an object, you work with an object declaratively, but then use kubectl apply or Helm install to deliver that to the kube API, then you're still imperatively doing that. So there's different ways. Anyway, there's different ways to handle that. And these tools are all tools to help you do that.
Great. I'm glad there's something the community can sink their teeth into with the blog.
Yeah.
All right. Any more announcements? Anyone?
Oh, no, sorry.
Right,
just one other quick thing. Bridget had mentioned, I think possibly before Karen got on the call, but could we tweet out that blog post, pretty please?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, send me the link.
I forgot to ask you, so okay, cool. Yay, will do.
Great, perfect. So for discussion, we have one topic. What do you think about Helm unit test? Who put that in? And if you want to describe.
Sorry, I forgot to put my name there. Yeah, I don't know if you are aware of that. So there was like even an Helm unit test org where they developed like a plugin for Helm, which kind of is like a declarative way of writing like input-output tests, I would say. So you say, given this values, I expect that I get a valid YAML with like having the Kubernetes deployment replica set to 5, for example, right? So you write like a bunch of YAML files where you can like specify values and like your expected output in like a declarative way. And then you just run this plugin and it will like call your template like 50 times or whatever many tests you have, and then just like do those comparisons. And there are different matchers. You can say either like match by regex, match by exact value, or something like that. Or you even just say, okay, I have like 10 different set of example values and I want them all to pass without any validations, right? Just the YAML needs to be valid. Yeah, we like found that while we were working with Helm, and find it quite useful to like validate our Helm charts that way. but the development are kind of stalled and then was forked multiple times. And now that repo in that org lists kind of the official official fork, which is what I put in the agenda. But I don't know how active this is, or if like anyone in the community there is really, or from the maintainers here is involved in that, or even aware of that. And by the sheer amount of forks, I would say that could be something that would be interesting as like a core Helm feature, or like an official plugin or something in the long run. But yeah, I don't know. Just wanted to gather your opinion on that.
I've never personally used it. I don't know if anyone else, but the idea sounds great as a plugin at least.
My quick question is, how does it compare to KubeVal?
What?
But I heard it sound, yeah. There was a, I know Gareth made a Helm plugin for KubeVal integration.
I've used KubeVal in the past. Basically, it just, I have challenges with KubeVal because it's very difficult to manage custom resources with KubeVal because it can't validate it. You have to provide all the APIs before you can, or all the API definitions before you can actually run against it. So it's very difficult to manage unless you have a specific, what values in TRDs you need to validate against.
But the Helm unit test, if I understood Philippe's description, it's really to test your Helm chart, right? To test your templating and when you develop a chart.
And yeah, and I don't think it does any schema validation actually. So it's like up to you to write. I don't know if they have support for like saying that you say, okay, this please validate it against this like JSON schema or whatever.
I see.
But yeah, it's more like you write some assertions basically in YAML and say like, these are the 5 assertions I want you to do with this given input values.
Got it. Okay, so I see. They one picks up where the other leaves off. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know personally how to approach maybe what I would do is maybe get involved. Philippe, if you find there's interest, maybe get involved in the community, try to, grow your thing. And then maybe after that, you can bring it back to us and see how you feel about it and how, if you feel like it's something that should be closer to Helm or if it's a.
Yeah, so as I said, we are already using it internally and we like it. It gives us some more confidence in our charts. Yeah, and just wanted to clarify if this may be something already, maybe someone from the maintainers even is involved there, or like, and just it's not official yet because you're not sure how long you want to support it, kind of an experimental thing. Yeah, but seems like no one here is involved there. Then at least I know what the status a bit better.
But thank you for making us aware of it. I was not. I'll have a look. All right. Any other topics people would like to discuss?
Oh, only one other note on the end of that one by Philip. We do have there is a list of plugins. Oops. Sorry, that was me. There is a list of plugins in the Helm docs. There is no real official, it's more of a community thing, so there's no real official support from Helm for plugins. I think that was something that was agreed upon quite a while ago because it would just be too much to maintain, and also Helm can be used in so many different ways. For example, plugins can't, often the way they're written, they could just be a bash script, and so they can't say, be used with the SDK or whatever. It's really kind of an add-on kind of thing for users, and they'll have their own caveats for how you can run them and so on. So, but I believe, I could be wrong. I was looking through the code just to check this, but I believe that Artifact Hub has a Helm plugin option. I see it in the code, but maybe that's something that we can follow up on, because that's the place for discoverability for Helm charts, but also other packages. And if, I'm just not sure even if those are implemented yet in Artifact Hub. If Matt were here, if any of you were here, I'd ask him, but in any case, we could follow up and see, because if so, that would be a place to make something more quote unquote official, because they have labels there for whether something's official or community supported. It wouldn't be official through Helm, but it could be, like if there's a canonical fork or something like that.
All right, thanks, Scott. Bridget, you wanted to, oh, I don't know. Continue the discussion,
Yeah.
Philip, or we're good?
No, it's all good. Fine.
Philip,
Yeah,
Bridget.
Yeah, I noted that we had a new community member join the call, and I wondered if he wanted to say hi and introduce himself, Timothy.
Yeah, thank you, Bridget. Yeah, I'm Timothy or Tim, either is fine. I just started joining in. I got plugged in from Martin Hickey. We work the same place, and he was the contact. So I worked on a small docs issue, and may have committed an open source cardinal sin by going dark for about a month after I opened my PR. So I've fixed it up now, and I'm hoping to be more regular in the calls and looking at issues and things like that. So hopefully we'll be looking for something a little bit bigger than a docs issue to contribute to. And hopefully I won't get so busy that I don't sign in for a month. So yeah, that's me. I'm
Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Always great to have new people. You seem energetic, so that's going to be great.
Yeah, we've used Helm quite a bit in both side projects and at work. So I was curious to learn more about it and help out. Yeah.
Great. Nice to have you on board.
Thanks.
All right. Anything else in your minds that you'd like to discuss? We have 15 minutes, or we can reclaim that time.
I was just going to add that a great place to look at issues, if you want to jump in right now, is that milestone, just because that's the stuff that people really want in the very next release. So if you're looking for getting something merged, checking out that milestone is probably a great path to that.
Oh, I do have one thing to mention. Especially because Andy's on the call. Andy and I and Sule met, I know Sule's not on the call, but met about the OCI, some of the functionality for OCI for different types of registries. Someone else had opened up a PR for adding support for an insecure registry. And I believe this is for the Oris client, but I'm mentioning it because it relates to Helm. That is pretty much ready. Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what I got from that. Or at least when I was looking over it, it seemed like it was just about the naming of that flag.
Yeah, we're in really good shape with that PR. I did some like 95% testing, and it passed my sanity test without an issue. The last question I had, and we went back and forth in that issue, is around the flag names and trying to align them instead of having two separate flags between Helm pull and the Helm registry login commands.
Yeah, because right now we have a flag called insecure, but it's not really. Maybe this was a little bit of an oversight, but it's not consistent with our other flags, like the insecure TLS verify flags for Helm repos and so on. And that's what's used in kube CTL as well, or kubectl as well. So the thought, I think your thought, Andy, which would totally work for us, is that we could deprecate the insecure flag for excuse me, the OCI registry, and just alias that for now to the new, insecure TLS, skip TLS flag, and that could be something that could be removed in Helm 4, the insecure one, and then we could just move ahead with using that flag name for the other parts. So that was one thing. And then the second thing is adding allowing users to pass a custom certificate for OCI registries. And we met about architecture for that today. And where that's at is Sule and I are going to pair on that. And then Andy will give feedback too. And that'll be for the ORIS, for ORIS Go. And then we'd have to implement that in Helm, but that should be pretty straightforward once it's in ORIS. Did I miss anything on that, Andy, that you remember?
No, it's in alignment. We're trying to replicate a lot of the same logic that's available in the repository certificate management that's already there in our Helm functionality. So we're trying to just use that and try to extend it to OCI.
Yeah, lesser used options, but they're still options. Yeah. That's
Great.
really it, just more of an update. We'll keep you posted.
Great. It's good to keep the community updated. Thank you. Thank you for that. Before I forget, I see Bridget's always on top of things. Moderator we have for next week. Joe, who says was a glutton for punishment, is taking triage. I'm sure if somebody else wants to help, that'd be great. And notes, we need somebody for notes. I might not be here next Thursday, so anybody wants to sign up for notes? Karen, thank you, Karen. All right. Any other topics you'd like to discuss before we say goodbye?
Oh, I think that I put in the chat the link to some help wanted docs items. Those ones specifically, if Joe, Timothy, anyone wants to jump in and try stuff. There are some things where people have suggested a great sounding docs update that someone needs to verify. Is it actually correct? That's always the case, right? Some things are very clear and some things are like someone needs to dig in and see if this is right. So thank you.
Perfect. So that's in the chat. Thank you, Bridget. All right. If there's nothing else, let's get some rest. Hopefully you'll have a stronger voice next time. And everybody have a good rest of the week. Thank you for coming. You take care.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you all. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.